Lisa here, I hope you're well. I'm in a completely different room to usual today. So this is my old office and I've decided to use this space to set up my new drafting table to do my large diamond paintings on. So hopefully me sitting in front of the light today isn't affecting the visuals too much. Obviously it's not the best position to be sitting in, but when I actually come to do the actual diamond paintings, the natural light will kind of really help me out, to be honest. So it looks a little bit cramped, so I've got my piano behind me, but that's actually going to move to the other side of the room eventually. So it'll free me up a lot of space down this end to be able to get all of my stuff out and diamond paint away. So what is this that I've ordered? And I will show you in more depth some of the features with it, but I'll put the link below for you so you can see. But I bought this from Amazon. So this is I'm reading off here, sorry, excuse me, the Vita XL tabletop, tiltable tabletop drawing table with stool. And it comes with 2 drawers as well, which I will show you, and a stool that I'm sitting on, which is a little bit wobbly but relatively comfortable. So this cost me £82.99 plus free delivery, which I think is really good value for money for what I've got here, and the company was called Holomal. So basically, in terms of kind of specifications, it comes with a stool. The seat diameter on this is 30 centimeters, so you know it'll take a sizable S, so mine fits on it okay. You have overall dimensions with this. Length is 118 centimeters. The width is 62 centimeters and the height is 68.5. It's got the adjustable tabletop alters between 0 degrees, which is set at here, and about 85 degrees. And as I said, there's 2 drawers with it. So in terms of the actual working area, so I will show you this in a little bit more depth. You have quite a good working area, which is why I went for the model here. So I chose the wooden one because my flooring in here is wooden, plus it was the size of the table I went for. You can get a smaller version of this if your space is an issue, but the actual wooden part, excluding the addition on the end, you've got 33.25 inches in length, and then you've also got 23.5 inches in depth as well. So to get one of my larger Heaven and Earths or some of the big Zuya pieces that I've ordered, I felt that was probably going to be the best option for me, really. So I'm going to cut away now and I'm going to bring the camera a little bit closer and show you some of the features with this, and then we'll get it set up for starting my Heaven and Earth, which I'm so excited about. Right, I'll catch you in a few moments, guys. See you soon. So I built this pretty much myself. The only issue I had was getting the tabletop back on, because you are asked to build part of it upside down, which is a little bit strange and difficult to manage. So there's a stool that comes with it, and it's relatively comfortable. It's got like a leather seat on it, so it's not too hard. I'll see how I go with that. I may get another chair moving forwards. So looking at the actual tabletop itself, so excuse the glare off the sun, you've got a good size working tabletop. And then another thing I do like is you've got kind of this tool kind of storage area. So I'm thinking, you know, I can put wax. Well, I use a lot more. I'll use blue tack instead of the wax, but I'm thinking I can keep my blue tack in here. I can also put kind of misshapen drills in there, and then there's also this kind of moving little pot where I can keep my pink pens and any other tools that I acquire along the way, which is really nice. The other really nice feature with this is it has like a little pull-out table on the side, and this can sort of extend and pull out a little bit further, so you can stand maybe a laptop on there, or if you're working from Easy PDF, you can use that. Gosh, this sun's a nuisance, isn't it? Sorry. You can use Easy PDF. You can stand your iPad or your Kindle on there if you want to. Or if like me, I'll probably looking at my iPad and watching some floss tube or some diamond painting videos. So underneath, which are a couple of really nice features, you've got some pull-out drawers. Now these are just made out of like a material, so they're really lightweight, but I'm thinking in here I'll put my diamond drills. So for my heaven and earth, I'll put the boxes that I kitted up a while ago inside there, and then you've got somewhere for spare tools, or I can put my spare drills in here. Just the instructions are in there at the moment. So that's really quite useful. So that's that little wooden bit there, so there you can see where your table is. That's how far it would extend out, so it'll come out another probably 12 inches or so, so that really does give you a good pull out on that side part there. Obviously it's going to hit my piano, so I'm not going to do that right now, but moving forwards when the piano moves, I could quite easily pull that side part out a little bit more and then get more tools and stuff on there. Underneath also, if you can see under here, you've got like you could use this as a storage unit as well and keep other things inside there, so this sort of just slots underneath, but like you can get your hand inside it, so you could put spare stuff in there as well. If you were working on more than one project, you could keep your drills down there, so that's quite a nice area as well for just putting extra stuff that you might pick up. So I'm going to show you the table in action. So we're going to lift it onto its first. So that's the first sort of tilt that you can have with this. And then if you just lift again, that's the second on the ratchet. So I'm thinking I'll probably have this at a higher tilt than that. So again, third tilt, fourth. That's probably getting a little bit more where I'd like to be. And there's the fifth, and I think, looking at this, oh no, it will do more. It'll do more, it'll come up even further. So that's the next one. And again, we're almost at like a vertical position now, aren't we? I think there's one more. So it almost comes to an upright position like that. So I mean, this is pretty, you know, almost upright really. So I'm going to let you see this from the side and show you the ratchet at the back. I'll be one more. So yeah, you can just see how high the table is now. There's the sort of ratchet mechanism at the back. So you can see all the different options for height that you've got there. And obviously this is almost, you know, pretty much in a vertical position. So, you know, it's, you know, that's the pull-out tray as well, so you can see how much further you could pull that out as well. There is a stopper on it to stop you going too far and sort of pulling it out way too much, but yeah, then it's just a case of you just pull it forward and move that mechanism so it goes into the folding position. But I mean, to be honest, I mean, I'm, you know, absolutely over the moon with this. I think it's, you know, it's a really nice bit of kit. Obviously when you lift it up, your little pot sort of stays horizontal, so all your pens aren't going to tip out, so that nice little swing feature's great. And then obviously these sort of stay like that, so you've got, you know, you can still put like your spent drills, or, you know, keep your pink pens in those little things in the bottom there. But yeah, I'm really pleased with it. So I'm going to go and get my canvas and my drills, and then we'll start to get the canvas prepared for me to start my diamond painting. I'll see you in a moment. So I've brought down all of the things that I thought I might need. So I've got all of my drills already with my canvas, so I'll link the video below if you didn't see me do my sort of setting up video where I prepared all of the drills into the containers and got all my canvas ready. So I did this type of thing with all of the kits, because obviously I think there's 89 colours in this particular heaven and earth design that I'm doing. I've got my spare drills here. I've got some tools that came with a kit, so I'm going to look for somewhere to put all of those. I'm going to store my my washi tapes down here in a drawer as well, so I've got those so I can just make additions onto the canvas as I go. And then I've got some artist's tape here. It's just like the paper tape. I use this when I'm doing watercolours, but I'm going to stick the canvas to the table with that. I also, with the table came some table clips, which look a little bit like this, so depending on length and stuff, at some point I probably will use those, but I don't know whether or not right now I will. We'll see. I did buy some because I didn't know that this table actually came with those as well, so that's the other thing you do get. You get 8 table clips to go on to, you know, to stick your paper on, but obviously I'll be quite low in terms of where I'm working at the moment, so I might not need those. So, but I will at some point, so they can go in some of the drawers. The other thing that I did buy, which is here, which everybody seems to use in their designs, are the pool noodles. So I bought a pool noodle, well I bought 2 actually. They're not the hollow ones, which is a bit of a shame. Looking at my table, I'm thinking that right now I'm not going to like cut these down and edge my table with it. I'm thinking I might just wrap the canvas underneath the table if I can, without the pool noodles sort of hanging in the way. I mean, I had a real like kind of nightmare trying to get pool noodles. I don't know what it is, but there's no sellers in the UK that sell pool noodles. I mean, I guess the fact that the weather here is like, nobody has a pool here, they're probably not the most common thing. So these actually had to come from China, and they took about a month to get here. It's the slowest thing I've ever had. So these 2 poor pool noodles took like a month to come. And the likelihood is I may or may not use them just yet, but you know, I've got them, they're here, you know, I'm not going to have to wait a month if I need them, but we'll see how we go without them. You know, I've kind of got an idea in my mind about how I'm going to do this, but you know, we'll just see. So yeah, now I'm going to start the process of getting organised, putting things where I want them, so you can kind of stick around and do that with me for a little while. I'll catch you soon. The first thing I'm going to do, I think, is use these drawers. So I'm going to put my containers of drills into here. So I've got my 3 pre-populated sets of drills, and I'm going to put them in there, so they're fitting there really nicely. And then I think, because I do have space still in that drawer there, I might put like all the drills together. So I've got this bag here, and it's got like witching hour spares. I'm not sure if you can read that, but I think I might just sort of squish that down the side there as well. So I've got 1 drawer full of all of my drills, which is great. And then in this other drawer here with the instructions, which I'll keep just in case, you know, something happens, I'm going to put my kind of table clips inside there. I'm going to put my washi tape, so I've got that, so it's kind of all the tool stuff together. Like my spare like tools are going to go in there, and I'm going to put my artist tape inside there as well, so that's pretty straightforward. Now if I did have like some other bits and pieces, drawer won't close now, there we go, you know, I could just slot them in there, but I don't. My canvas actually, when it's not on the table, let's see, might sit in there perhaps. Yeah, home for the canvas. So yeah, I can just roll it up and put it in there out of the way, so it's not going to get squished or stood on, which is quite nice. So that's everything pretty much organised. It didn't take long, did it? Because, you know, it's a nice little setup and I'm over the moon with it. So I'm now going to attempt to attach the canvas to the table. So I'm going to move the angle of this, and I'll be back in a moment. So I've got my canvas and my artist tape in my hand. So I mean, I'd rather be working, I mean, to be honest, I don't really know. I don't want to be having to lift my arms too much, so I don't want to stick this too far up, because obviously then you end up with sort of neck and back troubles. And I also like to work on a bit of a diagonal as well, because my writing tends to go up and over, so I'm thinking I might slightly angle it. I mean, this can all change maybe I won't angle it. I don't think there's really any need, is there? Nah, I won't angle it. I can just alter the way I'm sitting if I need to. And then I'm just going to peel some of the tape off. And I've chosen this because it's sticky, but it's not like over sticky, because I don't want to like leave sticky stuff all over the table. Now with this one, because obviously it's a blank canvas, there's no symbols, I don't need to use my light pad for it. But I was thinking that if I did, again, I wouldn't be sticking anything to the wood. I have like some big pieces of like the foam core that I was using, you know, prior to this, when I was doing my other smaller piece, which is finished, and I'll show you it in a moment, that I would just sort of clip on to the table, maybe with those clips that I showed you, and just sort of have that over the top, and then I'll stick pieces of Velcro onto the foam core and attach the light pad to that, so I'm not actually, you know, sticking this up. I don't want to like damage the wood of the table, if you get what I mean. I think it's a nice finish on it, so you know, there's no need to kind of like destroy it with bits of Velcro stuck all over it. So obviously with these tables you get like, let me just lift it back, there's like this ridge thing here which sort of stops your canvas falling off. It's something that I might remove. It's one of those things that, unless you're working with paper and you want the paper to sit in it, you don't really need. So that actually may unscrew, well, it will unscrew and come off. I might do that at some point. So all I was thinking of doing with the spare, I mean, you could let it hang, or like tuck it underneath, which is the thing that I think I'm going to try to do. So I think probably the best thing is to raise the desk up, and then I can sort of move around the back and stick it up. So I'm going to do that. I'm just going to ratchet it up a little bit. I think that's going to be easier to kind of pull it through, and then grab a bit of this. Probably won't need a lot. And the plan is just to keep it loose at the bottom, because I don't want to like kink the canvas, but I'd like to get it up and out of the way a little bit, really, so it's not sort of flapping and, you know, could become tangled or creased. And then, so I've got it. And then I think, sorry you can't see this, I will show you. There's not a lot of space because of where the ratchet hits. I'm going to stick that there, I think. And then I'm going to come to the other side. I will show you this from this angle in a minute, so you can sort of see what I've done. But I think that works okay. It's going to be out of the way of my legs. Sorry guys, I'm going to cover the camera, I think. So I've got that. So it's nice and loose actually. I quite like that. So I don't think that's going to go anywhere. And if it does, I can really stick. So yeah. So I'm going to grab the camera and show you what I've done around the back side of it. So I'm just going to move you around and show you. So nothing majorly exciting, but you've kind of got to watch that ratchet bit there. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when I lay this flat, and if it's something that I need to unstick, but it may well be. I'll have a look at that. In fact, we could try and attempt to have a look at it now. But that's all I've done on the back, so really straightforward. So I'm just going to lay this flat and see what happens. Bear with me. Yeah, it's totally fine. I mean, it's not, there's like one more ratchet to go to make it completely flat, but that canvas isn't going to get damaged if I drop that completely flat. So yeah, so this is obviously the underneath of the table, so you can tell what you're looking at, but I think that's going to be just fine in the way that it is. And then if you look sort of what I've got at this side, there's just a bit of a loop going on there, so you know, that's fine. I'm happy with that. And obviously as we look at it from the front side, you just got like a bit that's folded over, so it's not going to hit on my legs. I'm not going to damage that. And plus, as you know, I move up the page, because obviously like any other heaven and earth design, I will be starting in the top left hand corner and working my way. So what I thought I'd do next is another upload which shows you getting all of my apps ready, because this is something that I've promised like FlossTube in the past that I would do, so I'm going to do a separate upload on that so people who do diamond painting but also FlossTube can actually, you know, benefit from seeing the types of apps that I use. So that's that setup. So I'm really pleased with kind of how that's worked out. So yeah, I'm gonna get all my apps set up, ready to start this, and then I'm gonna come back and start it at some point later on today. So I'll catch you soon, guys. Take care. Bye.